to see if my live stream has started on YouTube. I know there's a delay. So there we are. And do I have audio? I do. So the last thing to check is this going to show me text in the right direction? And it is not. And yet my video seems to be pointed in the right direction. The kitchen is over here behind me this side. The hallway is behind me on this side. Okay, whatever. I'll figure it out. So, welcome to April Fool's Day. I'm going to try to keep up with the chat as I always do. I've got my laptop over here to kind of watch, and it disappears off my phone, but I can keep watching it over here on my laptop and go back and see it later. So I'll try to keep up with that. One thing that I am going to do differently with today's live stream that I have not done in the past, well, two things. One is I use my DJI Mic Mini to get the sound. So I have a microphone on my shirt, but it dawned on me that if I only use one microphone, these live streams are probably recording in mono. So I've put a second microphone on. I think I might have done this last time, but I put a second microphone on, so hopefully it's recording in stereo. Whoa, Istanbul. Wow, welcome. I know it's not 7 o'clock in the morning in Istanbul. What time is it over there? The other thing that I'm going to do, I think this time, because I rarely go back and watch these things once they're done, watching me talk for an hour, it may be something you enjoy, but it's not something I enjoy. But I am going to go back, I think, after this has time to process. It will probably be tomorrow. I'm going to go back and put timestamps on the description so that if you're coming in later and you're watching this on review, you can skip ahead to different places. 2 p.m. Okay. Well, no, it's not a legally recognized holiday, but, you know, people still enjoy it. So we've got a few, what do I see here? About 23 people on the live stream right now. I don't know where y'all come from. So put in the comments where everybody's at. I know one's from Istanbul. Just so we all kind of have a record of where in the world you're watching this from, and we will go from there. Alabama, okay. Yeah, you know, no, it was Florida. I don't know, is Alabama still in the Elite 16 or Final Four, whatever it is? I don't know, I don't give a basketball. I just know that Tennessee lost again. So anyway, a couple of things. Washington State, okay. I would love to go back to Washington State. And Wisconsin, I think y'all have a fairly important election today. So if you haven't voted already, make sure you get out and do that. I don't care who you vote for, just make sure you vote. So a couple of things. First of all, the kitchen. The kitchen is 99.9999% done. There are two things left that I have to fix. And that is that this little place right here where I've got marble tile behind the stove, I have to seal that. My contractor was going to do that, but he evidently got too busy and could never come back, so I'm going to do it myself. And then there is an outlet right over here that isn't working, and I'll have to either fix it or just pretend like it doesn't exist. There are two side by side. And I really didn't need the second outlet, but you know, in a kitchen, you can never have too many. So where that outlet came from, all the outlets around the wall are, they are all attached to one circuit breaker, except this one outlet. and it is one of those surge protector outlets. I forget what they call those. Anyway, it used to be down below the counter, and back a long time ago, my brother had a garbage disposal in the kitchen sink. It turned out that the garbage disposal was not a good idea in a basement apartment. And so there was this outlet under the counter that the garbage disposal plugged into. And when we took the cabinets out, we discovered this still there. And so the place in the wall where the outlet is now used to be the switch for the garbage disposal. So I just told them to put it in there, thinking that they would just hardwire it with all the rest of the outlets. They did not, and the outlet doesn't work. So I got to figure out why that is, hopefully without electrocuting myself in the process. But anyway, I'm going to make a video about the kitchen and how it stands now. It will go up on this channel Thursday. It'll be Thursday's video. I have not made the video yet. I've been waiting for a couple of last minute little tweaks that I finally got done so I can sort of put that together. And we'll combine that maybe with a little cooking at the same time and show you around the kitchen what it looks like. I have documented all of that process over on the Life in Motion Diaries channel. If you don't follow that channel, there is a playlist for the kitchen remodel. And it's several videos long now. So you could keep up over there if you wanted to go see sort of how the progress was. So let's see, Eastern Tennessee, Massachusetts, David Sailors. I know you're from Georgia because you're the Georgia photographer. So anyway, it's good to have everybody. So that's the kitchen. We'll talk about that in Thursday's video, so come back to watch that. The other thing that I wanted to sort of get out of the way up front is what I'm doing later today. So I will be going on a photo walk today in South Pittsburgh, Tennessee. Now, I've been there before. I've done photography there before with my Canon R6 Mark II. And I think I might have had my 35mm prime lens at the time. I don't remember. And I made a video on the Life in Motion Diaries channel about the Lodge cast iron factory and the museum there. I'm going back today, and I am taking, I wish I had it closer to me, but I'm not going to go pick it up. I bought a Leica Q2 monochrome camera. It has a fixed 28mm lens, so it only shoots black and white. And so I'm going back today. I'm meeting my friend Ron Durant over there this morning, and we're going to walk around South Pittsburgh. I'll probably go back to the Lodge store, but I won't be videoing that. And I will make a video about the photo walk for the Life in Motion Diaries channel that'll go up tomorrow. It will not be something for the photography channel. I may do something with it later, but I really just want to go take pictures. And so kind of going from there. Let's see. Wow, Australia. You know, the people that come here from overseas, you just amaze me. The reach that YouTube gives someone, it's just absolutely amazing. Yeah, Robin, I love, for street photography, I love black and white photography. Now, I can tell you, as someone that is not used to a monochrome-only camera, the editing process for those photos is much different than if you take them in color and you convert them to black and white. I can do that in my sleep and come up with something that I'm happy with. This is a whole new animal. And so it's sort of re-energizing my love for photography by keeping things new and challenging. I'm trying to use the Leica as much as possible. Hey, Sam, welcome from Canada. I'm trying to use the Leica as much as possible right now because when I go to Scotland in October, It's the only camera I'm taking besides my phone. So all of my landscape photography, all of my Edinburgh photography, everything will be black and white. The only thing that I'll probably shoot with my phone is probably food photography, because it doesn't really look good in black and white. And the fact that it has a 28 millimeter fixed focal length makes it sort of challenging but fun at the same time. So, Robin, once I got it, I could never forget it. So, so anyway, that's coming up today. One of the things that I also wanted to talk about, and probably why I'm going to put timestamps in there. Hey, Ron, glad to see you here. I'll see you in a little while in South Pittsburgh, Virginia. Okay. So, where was I going with that? The reason I'm going to put time, I put up a post a few days ago about doing channel memberships, and I just wanted to address that here for a moment. And so anybody that's coming in later, they can find this easily if they want to, with the timestamps. I want to do away with the affiliate marketing. Right now, that's how I'm funding the grant, the Aspiring Content Creator Grant, and I've said in a few videos, my affiliate videos for the electric bikes and the Opus batteries, that I now have about $1,500, a little over $1,500, so I can do 3 $500 grants this year. We'll talk about more of that as we get closer to June, but I'm really tired. I'm just tired of doing those videos. I'm tired of posting them. It's a lot of work. Now, I don't regret doing it, because I got a new awning for my Jeep for free. I've got a new electric bike for free. In fact, I got 3 electric bikes for free. One of which I've turned over to Ron for him to use at Cades Cove. And I got 2 Opus batteries, the Mega 1 and the Exodus 1500. Got those for free. I'm not complaining. I don't regret doing them, because these are things that I needed. They're not just superfluous things that I was like, oh, hey, let's make some money. To be honest, they haven't made a lot of money. And so it's a lot of work. And I know after 3 electric bike, oh yeah, and the grill, I forgot about the grill. Thank you. I love that grill, by the way. And one of the things I'm going to get at the Lodge store today, if I go back, is a stand that the grill will fit in, so I don't have to set it on my wall anymore. So this is sort of my thinking about the channel memberships. And I'm thinking that I would probably price it at $2.99 a month, and then do away with the affiliate marketing, and the money that's generated from memberships would then go to fund the grant. I didn't put that in the post because I didn't want that to be a factor. I got about 90% of the people that responded said, thank you very much, but I would never do this. And about 10% said they would pay either $2.99 or $4.99 a month. And that's out of a couple of hundred responses. So, you know, at $2.99 a month, if I had 100 subscribers after a while, which it would take me a long time to get there, that's roughly 6 grants for the year. So if I had 50, that's 3 grants for the year. And I think 50's, you know, I could get to 50 fairly quickly, I think. And it would really only take 10 to be able to do 1 grant a year. So I think I am going to pursue that. Thanks, Robin. I don't know when yet because I don't want to start something before I'm ready. But the kinds of things that would be available in a membership would be, instead of a live stream like this, we could do a Zoom call where everybody could be online and talk to one another or interact through the chat. You wouldn't have to turn your camera on if you didn't want to. But it would be a lot more interactive than just me talking to a group of people. There would also be some video content that I would do that I would not make available on the regular channel. Now, I know some channels do that and they make it like early content. So subscribers, members get like a week, that the video goes up for a week and then it goes live for everybody else. Let's see what this says. Tennessee Smoky, I did not realize, well, maybe I did. Maybe I read that and forgot about it. But you're right, that fountain, it's a gorgeous fountain. And doing it in black and white, especially if the fountain is running. I've photographed it a few times when it was frozen over. That was a lot of fun. So anyway, some Zoom calls, some private videos. My original concept was to put this on my coffee account and just make it for all three of my channels. But that's just another step to put people through. And I want to make it as simple and easy as possible. So I think memberships on YouTube is the best way to go. And it could give you access to some of my writing for free, or some of my photography for free to download that would not go up, someplace for people to download it publicly. I haven't really thought through everything yet, but I don't want it to be so constrictive and bulky that it's taking up all of my time. But I want it to be meaningful and have, some kind of benefit for doing the membership. So that's sort of in the planning stages. I think I am going to go ahead and go through with it, and maybe in the next month, maybe I can announce that at the next live stream that I'm ready to do that. We'll see. Yeah, Ron, I know we like to do our Zoom calls, don't we? Ron has been hosting some Zoom calls with some photographers over on his channel. And he makes it available for all of us to post on our channels as well. I've not posted it on my photography channel, but I probably will going forward. Now that I've sort of dipped my toe back into making videos for the photography channel, I'll probably do that. So anyway, that's kind of that's kind of where we're at. I'm waiting to pay off a few more things on my credit card from the kitchen remodel. I had originally budgeted about $10,000 with the refrigerator and the range hood and the wire racks that I'm putting under the counters, and the extra money that I spent on a better countertop and all that. Anyway, my budget came out to be about $15,000 for the kitchen. And all but $4,000 of that went on my credit card, not because I need to carry a balance, because I don't. I will have it paid off before any interest is due. But because the card that I'm using, the Chase Freedom Flex card, gives me 1.5 points per dollar rather than 1 point per dollar. And I can transfer that over to my Chase Sapphire card, and that will give me 1.25 level. So it's 1.5 times 1.25 to pay for my airline ticket to Scotland. That's the last thing I have to get, is an airline ticket to Scotland. I've got the hotels booked. I've got the Ravi's tour booked. I've been scoping out places that I want to go get coffee and where I want to eat, because this tour is going to be all about food. And that brings me to something else. Tomorrow I have a blog post going up. This is my last day of a 7-day experiment with what carnivore calls OMAD, which is 1 meal a day. I'm not impressed. I'll give you the lowdown because I got to put one last little entry in the morning before it goes live. I'm not impressed. It was easier to do than I thought. The first couple of days were, I just kept thinking about going back to the refrigerator, because certain times of the day I eat, and my body, my brain was like, it's time to eat. And for 5 days or so, I actually gained a pound. And I give my reasons for that in the blog post. Today I woke up, I'd lost that pound. So, if I wanted to continue with OMAD, I could probably lose weight with it. But I'm not really interested in it. It was an experiment. It was an experiment for the blog. It's not a lifestyle that I want to live. However, what it did tell me was that if I eat breakfast and lunch, I could do intermittent fasting a lot easier than I thought I could, and not eat again until the next breakfast. So I'll probably be going to that. The other thing that I did purposefully on this 7-day experiment is I did not go out and do any extra walking or anything else because I wanted it to match the way I'd been living up until that point. I didn't want the walking to be a deciding factor. So I'm going to get back out and start that. I need to get in at least 3 miles a day. Hopefully I'll get that in today with a camera in my hand. Well, first of all, good morning from the UK. And then Robin, we all fall off the wagon. I could do OMAD, but I don't enjoy it. And if I don't enjoy it, there's no reason to continue it. So intermittent fasting, I think, is easier for me to get my brain around. I've never really seriously tried to do it before. Hey, my daughter Elise is here. Good morning, sweetheart. So anyway, we're gonna try that, and we'll go from there. If you're joining the live stream late, and even Zach is here. Oh, geez. Oh, man. Oh, welcome, both of you. So if you've joined late, one of the things that I will do after this goes up, probably tomorrow, is put timestamps in this live stream, so that if you go back and watch it, if you're watching it now on repeat, you can skip around and only watch the things that are, halfway important to you. And that brings me up to, now that we've talked about memberships and photo walk and trip to Scotland coming up, it brings me to going to one video a week. Now, I have always said from the beginning, I do not need the money from YouTube. Does it help? Well, sure it helps. I mean, it keeps me not only in, better coffee, but it helps me buy new camera equipment if I want to do that. But I don't need it to pay the bills, okay? I could get by without any income from YouTube. Having said that, for the last year and a half, I have averaged about $1,000 a month from YouTube on this channel. Sometimes a little more, sometimes a little less, but on average, about $1,000 a month. And that's nothing to sneeze at. And it becomes sort of game-like for me. It's like, okay, I made $1,100 last month. Can I get $1,150 this month? That's sort of the game that goes on. Yeah, go ahead and rub it in from South Carolina. Yeah. I saw a video. I'm gonna digress just a minute. I saw a video yesterday of a guy getting tattoos on his arm for every year that Tennessee has been in the Final Four, and when they got off, the soap or whatever it is they put on there, his arm was blank because Tennessee's never been in the Final Four. I really thought this year might be our year, but and I don't watch college basketball, but I did know that we lost the game when Twitter was filled up with memes about what Tennessee looks like heading into the Final Four. And they're hysterical. So anyway, since I've gone to one video a week, that income is cut in half. I will make about $500 this month. Still nothing to sneeze at. But I'm not chasing the dollar. It's really more about trying to get to a schedule that I could be happy with and not kill me. Because I watch too many videos of people who are burnt out on YouTube. And I got that way with my photography channel. I was burnt out on making photography videos. I didn't get burnt out here. I didn't get burnt out on the Life in Motion Diaries channel. But trying to get out every week to find someplace new to take photographs and to make a video that was interesting, and then to see it get 50 views or 75 views. I was like, you know what? I just need to take a break. I need to wrap my head around, how important is this to me? So now, in addition to that, I have lost about 250 subscribers in the last few weeks, maybe close to 300 subscribers, because I have way too many affiliate videos back to back to try to satisfy the contracts I'd signed with these companies. And, people were even commenting on there, is anybody else getting tired of this? And my reply was, I am. I'm getting really tired of this. And so I think by going to memberships and using that to fund the grant and doing away with the affiliate marketing on my channel, it's just going to free me up. It's going to free my brain up to really do more of what I started this channel for. And that was basically to document retirement and talk about, how I'm living and what life in Tennessee is like, and talk a little bit about minimalism and decluttering, because that pays the bills, as it were. We'll kind of go from there. So, the other thing that dropping to $500 a month as an average, if that's going to happen, is maybe I don't have to pay any income tax next year, because the YouTube content put me over the threshold and cost me about $1,600 in taxes. And, that's nothing to sneeze at either. Yeah, Sam, once a week, I think once a week is fine. Sean Tucker, who is a photographer from the UK, he amassed tens of thousands of followers when his channel first started, posting once a month. That's all he posted. But the content was so good, people were waiting for that to come back up. I don't think my content has ever been that good, but the people who follow my channel and who regularly watch my channel didn't mind that I went to one video a week. They didn't like, oh, well, I'm not going to get two, I'm not going to come back. There was none of that. So what am I missing here? Yeah, I don't know why we complain about free entertainment. I complain about free entertainment. I do. Yes, Ron, this is true, because the income from YouTube, and maybe I'll do a video on this at some point. The income from YouTube is not. It's not like if I do some work for somebody and they pay me and they send me a 1099, YouTube pays a different 1099. It's a 1099R or a 1099CR, I don't remember, but it's taxed differently. It's taxed more. And so, Jonathan, nobody minds if you sit in. Welcome. And so, it's one of those things that, my Life in Motion Diaries channel, I'm trying to keep that to 3 videos a week now. Those videos are typically, on average, those videos are 3 to 5 minutes long. It takes some time to make them. It takes some time to think about them. But editing them and shooting them is really simple. And Lorraine, there will be no pressure to subscribe. You're going to get, whatever benefit you're getting now, you're going to continue to get that benefit whether you subscribe or not. Thanks, Phil. If you're just getting here, I'm going to put up a video Thursday highlighting the kitchen, so be sure and come back and watch that. I'm very happy with it, by the way. I'm very, very happy with it. And so anyway, that's kind of where I'm at on a lot of these things. And so before I, sort of like switch gears and go a completely different direction, are there any questions anybody has? I should have asked this before in a post to get questions ahead of time, but if you have some questions that I can answer while we're here, just put them in the chat. Also, don't forget to hit the like button while you're here, because when it goes into review and it's recorded, that will help sort of the algorithm push this out. My live streams, for instance, on a regular video that I do, I might get on average 3,000 to 5,000 views. That's average. On my live streams, I get on average about 1,000. So when it comes to making money, to getting paid from Google AdSense on live streams, I earn about $10. This is not a moneymaker. This is just my way of saying, I really like, I'm an introvert and I don't like being in crowds of people. But right now I have 43 people here and I still feel like I'm in this room by myself. It's very comfortable. So I don't mind doing live streams. Let's see. How many years in education? I was in education 23 years. I started as a middle school English teacher over in Cleveland, Tennessee. And I did that for about 6 years, I think. And then they moved me into, actually I might have done that 4 years. And then they moved me into, we had 5 computer labs at this school of about 1,000 students. And every student went through a computer lab as part of their everyday thing. 6th graders and 8th graders went through math content, and 7th graders went through English content. And because I was very tech savvy, the principal moved me to be over those 5 labs. So I taught some classes, I had teachers working with me, and it was very, very fulfilling. And then the district hired me to be a technology coach for the 2 middle schools and 2 high schools in the district. And while the job was fun, nobody really wanted me in their school. And so, the principals weren't really on board with it. Teachers could have cared less. And so I only did that for a couple of years. And then I got hired as an assistant principal at the Ellen and STEM Academy in Knoxville, Tennessee. It had been in existence for 1 year. They were looking for an assistant principal. They already had somebody in mind they were going to hire for that, but of course they do have to go through the process of interviewing other people. And I was one of those people, and I was interviewed by, I don't know, there must have been 8 people in the interview room. And I got the call from the principal a few days later saying, thank you very much. We've already made a decision, but we're going to open up a new job, and we want you to consider that. And so that new job actually turned out to be a second assistant principal's job in charge of technology. So I was there for 6 years, and then I moved to Fulton High School, which is more of an inner city kind of school. And I was assistant principal there for the rest of my tenure. So anyway, that's my education background. A lot of fun in all those jobs. I enjoyed all 23 years. I also enjoyed being done. Let's see. Oh, your 23rd year as well. I probably, and obviously it cost me a little money in my retirement by not being fully vetted at 25 or 30 years. I didn't care. But, the last 12 years or so at being an assistant principal in Knoxville, I continued to live in Chattanooga, so I commuted every day. It's an hour-and-a-half drive on a good day. Some days it took me 3 hours to get home. And that was the deciding factor for me. That was the reason I said I've had enough. And it was getting to the point where being an hour and a half away was not a good idea. My mom was, getting a little older, maybe needed me around a little more. And so retiring was just, I didn't even think twice about it. We just went there. Let me grab a little bit of cold coffee here because my throat's a little scratchy. Definitely cold. So anyway, that's sort of that. Any other questions? Oh, and Jonathan, you're very welcome about the financials. I've done a couple of videos on this channel if you want to go back and find them on what YouTube paid me. And so one was like the first 6 months, one was after a year, I think, and how that Google AdSense works. Some of those things are changing. The basic idea of needing 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours in the last 365 days, I think is still in place. But the way Google is deciding to, or YouTube, I should say, it's run by Google. The way YouTube is deciding to automatically insert ad spaces within a video is changing. And I normally just let YouTube decide where those ads go. I never bother to look at them. And if I've got a 20-minute long video and they put 5 ad spots in there, it doesn't mean somebody's going to see 5 ads. It just means that they've determined these spots are the least intrusive. And if somebody sees an ad, they're likely to wait until the ad's over to continue watching at this point. But they might only show you 1 ad, or they might show you 2 ads out of those 5. But if you go in and manually set those ads to wherever you want them based on your own preferences, and I've done that on a few videos when I've gone in and looked at like, holy crap, there are 8 ad spots in this video. And so I've cut that back to like 3 or 4. And so now I've manually set those. YouTube now has announced that they reserve the right to override my manual settings with their AI program. So, it's just, in the long run, it's just easier to let YouTube make those decisions. And then, every niche has a different amount of money they make per 1,000 views. my niche, which is, a catch-all, I do everything, is one of the lowest paying. So there are YouTube channels that are making a lot more money than mine on 1,000 views because of the topics that they're covering. I've never really been interested in trying to chase that at all. Let's see. Yeah, Sam, I know you're almost there. I follow your channel religiously. For those that don't know, Simply Clutter Free, a channel out of Canada, was one of our grant recipients last year, and she's just doing phenomenal work. And I cannot say enough good things about the quality of her content. So if you have not looked at her channel yet, I highly suggest you go look at it. Yeah, Jonathan, 60,000 subscribers is amazing to me. Now, this is my new game, okay? My new game is getting to 100,000. I want to put that little silver plaque behind me when I make my videos. But, and this is, and again, this is the way it works. I've got a little over 60,000 subscribers. My videos get about 3,000 to 5,000 views. And out of that, about 500 of them are subscribers. And so the subscriber count helps, but it doesn't really impact the number of views you get, if that makes sense. The quality of your content and the benefit of YouTube's AI algorithm god putting your video out there is really what matters. And so, let's see. Oh, are you asking for the link to the videos where I talk about how I got paid? I'm happy to do that if that's what you're wanting. So yeah, and as a premium member, yes, I do get paid if you watch the video. There is a portion of your subscriber fee every month that is disseminated to every video that you watch that's monetized. So, and YouTube will tell me, so many premium viewers paid me this much, and so many regular viewers through Google AdSense paid me this much. I am a premium member myself. I got tired of watching ads. I is tired of being interrupted by ads. And so it is premium at what, $13.99, $14.99 a month, something like that, is a godsend. I'm willing to pay it. Yeah, Sam, I mean, gaming this is the only way that it stays, sort of fun and entertaining. Otherwise, it gets really dreary. So, but what I started to say was, and I think I've talked about this in one of my monetization videos, but I get notified in YouTube Studio, more of my regular viewers are watching this ad or this video than what's average. Regular viewers, not total number of viewers, but more of my regular viewers are watching this video. And as a result, YouTube will put that video out to a broader audience because it is already showing that there is interest in the topic. They're sticking around to watch at least most of the video, and YouTube is all about keeping people's eyes on the screen. They don't care about your channel. They don't care what you make. All they care about is your content driving more people to stay on the channel longer. That's it. And so when I get the notification that fewer of my regular viewers are watching this particular video, YouTube stops sending it out to other people, and it doesn't get spread for more views. And so, every video is a crapshoot, because even, I could do a video on minimalism and get 20,000 views. I could do another video on minimalism and get 1,000 views, because whatever that particular topic about minimalism is, either attracts viewers or it doesn't. And YouTube is not going to help me if I'm not keeping people watching the screen. And it's one of the reasons why a lot of times you'll see a secondary video at the end of the video you're watching. And I do that a lot. I don't do it on every video, but I do that a lot. Because if you've watched my video all 18 minutes all the way to the last 20 seconds, you might want to watch something else by me. And that just tells the YouTube algorithm people are really interested in your channel. We're going to share it out there for more people to see. And there's no rhyme or reason to it that I've been able to pick up on. All these channels that tell you, here are the 12 steps to do to grow your channel. Here's the 17 things, the hoops you need to jump through to grow. They're all telling you the same thing, and none of them are telling you anything that's going to guarantee you to get more views. That's why I don't make those videos. Let's see. Yeah, Phil, I'm that way. At one time, my photography channel was my main YouTube channel. It's, I watch YouTube on my TV, so I've got a YouTube app, and I've got logins to all three of my channels to see what's on there. And my photography channel was my default channel because it was my oldest one. I had premium on that channel. But then I was like, you know what? Most of my activity is not happening there. Most of my activity is happening here. So I switched that premium over to this channel. And I don't think I can go back either. I try to watch my photography channel sometimes. I try to watch my Life in Motion Diaries channel sometimes. And every video's got an ad in it. And I'm like, there's a reason I paid for premium on the other channel. I'm just going back over there. Robin, the nice thing about premium is you don't have to sign up for a year. Sign up for a month. Try it for a month. If you don't like it, cancel it. And this brings me back to memberships. I should have mentioned this earlier. I really would have liked to have said $2.99 a month for memberships and maybe $1.99 a month if you sign up for the year. But YouTube won't let me do that. Neither Coffee nor YouTube will allow annual subscriptions at this point. What they do allow is tiers. So I could do like at the bottom level tier gets you a minimum amount of extra stuff. But if you want to pay extra every month, you get these other extra things. And then if you want to pay extra again, you get this whole plethora of things. I love plethora, so I try to say it anytime I can. I'm not interested in that. I want one level. I want it to be as cheap as I can afford it so that the money that's generated can still pay for the content creator grant. So, all right, I'm at about 50 minutes. What time does that make it? Well, yeah, about 10 till 8. So I need to sign off of here. I'll be having to go to South Pittsburgh soon, take some photographs. I need to go upstairs and check on my mom. She'll be having breakfast about now. She may even be online now. I don't know. She hasn't commented, so I don't know if she's here or not. So before I go, let me just ask one last time, are there any other questions you have that I can answer? So Plethora and Behoove. Yeah, those are really good words. When grading your videos, I wonder if the algorithm takes other factors into account, such as time of year, day of the week. I don't think day of the week matters to YouTube. Now, YouTube Studio will tell you your regular viewers are basically mostly online during these times of the day. And I experimented with that a little bit at one time, but it didn't really matter. If I post my video at 8 o'clock in the morning on a Thursday, sometimes it gets 1,000 views before the end of the day, and sometimes it takes off the next day. But the people who are watching for my content, they'll watch it whenever it goes up. And if they watch it, YouTube's going to spread it. And the spread is irrelevant to time of day or day of the week. Let's see. It takes into time of year. Now, time of year might matter depending on the AdSense, because the companies who advertise on YouTube, they're putting a pot of money out there and they are bidding on certain content. And YouTube is going to take the highest bidder, I'm sure. I don't know that for sure, but I would if it was me, because they're going to make the most money and I'm going to make the most money. And so, you know, advertisers that are advertising vacation spots in St. Petersburg, Florida, if that's one of the ads, there might be certain times of the year when those ads would be willing to pay more than others. That part I don't know. I've not really looked into that. Yeah, Sam, what I typically do, I have a number of channels that I subscribe to, and every morning by 5 o'clock, I've had my shower, I'm sitting down on the couch, I'm enjoying, excuse me, I kicked my light stand here. I'm enjoying my first cup of coffee, and I turn on YouTube on the TV and immediately go to subscriptions. That's where I start. And I look to see if there's anything. I don't watch every video that's put up by people I subscribe to, but I do try, because through this channel, I've subscribed to a lot of small channels that subscribe to this channel. And so I do try to watch their videos. I will always give it a thumbs up, probably as soon as I start watching it, because I know it helps. And then, not every time, but sometimes, maybe even most of the time, I'll leave a comment. Now, I have to do that on my phone because I can't comment on the TV, but that's sort of how every day starts for me. So, you know, later in the day, if I come back to YouTube at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, I'll head back to subscriptions again to see if anybody uploaded anything through the day that I need to watch. So, yeah, that's, you know, I know people have told me I subscribed and I clicked the notification button, but I'm not being told your content's up. I don't have an answer for that, other than the fact that sometimes YouTube sucks. That's my only explanation. Let's see. Watching my live stream on repeat during your planning period is an excellent way to plan. It's what I would have done. Debacle. Yeah, debacle is another really good word. And onomatopoeia. I love that word. I don't know why, but I love it. So anyway, as an English teacher, there are a lot of words I really like that I can't even remotely spell. Yeah, Robin, if I had, you know, I mean, I have my laptop and I could watch it on my laptop, but my TV is just, you know, like right there. And so watching it on the big screen TV is, you know, it's a 60-inch television. It's a much better way to watch. So anyway, I'm done. It's almost 8 o'clock, and I'm trying not to keep you more than an hour. When this video, it takes a while for it to process on YouTube Studio. You'll be able to watch it immediately after you know, you can be watching the replay now if you're watching, and you could probably just back up to the beginning and start over. But once the processing is finished, the live chat should be available probably tomorrow. And I will go back in and put timestamps in this video so that you can kind of skip to different topics if that's what you're here for. And yeah, Robin, thank you. I plan to have a lot of fun in South Pittsburgh. So thank you all for joining me, and we will see you again a month from now. Thanks a lot.